Hi. So, which of the following food, which are called as macronutrients, does not stimulate insulin? Okay, so there are four options. One is proteins, the other is fats, the third is fiber, and the fourth is carbs. Okay, so most of us know that yes, carbs stimulate insulin. There is no question about it. But yes, even proteins actually stimulate insulin. Okay, but there are two elements of micronutrients which do not stimulate insulin. One is fats, and the other is fiber. Okay, and that is the reason that fats and fiber are extremely important for weight loss. Okay, because we know that obesity is actually a hormonal problem, and the main hormone which is the culprit for resulting into obesity is insulin. We know that insulin resistance actually leads to these problems. Okay, so we have to make sure that we do not stimulate insulin as many times as possible. Okay, so we want to reduce the number of meals. We want to also make your meals much more healthy so that you feel satisfied for a longer period of time, so that you do not have to have frequent meals. So probably usually around 3 meals a day is a good pattern. But yes, if you include more fats and fiber, okay, in your diet within those 3 meals, you are going to feel much more better. Okay, and that is the reason fats and fiber are extremely important, not only for your health perspective but also from the perspective of weight loss. Okay, so talking about fiber, okay, I have a separate video on the benefits of fiber, and I will put up a separate poll on fiber, and I'll put up the link for that video later on. But yes, let's talk about the fats. Okay, now fats do not stimulate insulin, and they have very good satiety value. Okay, means it will actually doesn't allow you to eat for a longer period of time. It will delay the gastric emptying also. So let's talk about fats. Okay, now fats, we know that there are healthy fats, there are unhealthy fats. So when we are talking about fats, we are talking about healthy fats, not the unhealthy fats. And we all know that what are the unhealthy fats. So unhealthy fats are those which are available in all the commercial products. Typically they have trans fats, the oils which are used in the restaurants, the food items which are used in the restaurants, they contain the trans fats, very high content of saturated fats, which are more or less unhealthy. Not all saturated fats are unhealthy, by the way. Okay, but yes, those which are used actually in the restaurants and in the commercial products, definitely those are unhealthy. Those hydrogenated oils and all that, they are unhealthy, and we have to restrict the use of them as much as possible. So what I'm going to talk about today is more about healthy fats. Okay, so let's talk about what are healthy fats. Okay, what are the sources? If we don't know the sources, how we are going to inculcate them in our diet? Okay, so first, very important source of fats is ghee. Okay, and this is an Indian one. Okay, ghee has been there in India for number of years now. Okay, and there are multiple benefits of ghee. Okay, I'll put up a separate poll on ghee, and I will publish my video, okay, which I had put on my YouTube channel long time back, and you can go through that video about what are the benefits of ghee. But ghee is extremely important. Put it in your dal chawal, whenever you're eating dal chawal, put it in your dal. You can also use ghee instead of oils for shallow frying or something like that. Okay, so ghee is very, very good, and try to use it wherever possible. Okay, the second thing is pickles. Okay, so pickles also contain some amount of oils, and if you make pickles with extra virgin olive oil, that is a good oil to use. You may also use some cold pressed oil for preparing that pickles. And pickles actually have the probiotics also, so it's a combination of good fats as well as the probiotics, and it will actually help you the long way. Okay, so these are some Indian versions of oils that we can actually use. The next is avocado. Okay, now avocado, it's not an Indian one. Okay, so it's the Western one. So if you stay somewhere where avocados are grown locally, then avocado is actually a very good source of fat. Okay, almost 80% of the avocado is actually a fruit which contains 80% of fats. More or less fruits have carbs, okay, in them, but this fruit has more of fats in there. In fact, 80% of it is actually fats. And the next is cheese. Okay, now cheese, a lot of us are actually afraid of cheese because of its fat content, but I'm telling you, cheese actually is very, very healthy. Okay, cheese actually has fats, it has proteins, it has calcium, it has B12, it has phosphorus, it has selenium. So these are very, very nutrient dense, and you can always grate cheese and put it on your salads. Okay, you can use cheese in your sandwiches. So try and use cheese as much as possible, and the cheese to use is something like Parmesan cheese, okay, or if you make it at home, something like that, you can use it. Of course, try to avoid the unhealthy versions of cheese which contain some hydrogenated oils and all that. So we have to avoid those commercial preparations. You have to learn to read the labels so as to understand which is the right actually cheese to use. The next is dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is actually a wonderful thing, but whenever you use dark chocolate, you have to make sure that 70% of it at least should be cocoa. Okay, if it is not 70%, then it will not make sense, because the rest 50%, if it is let's say 50% of cocoa, then the rest 50% is more or less of sugars. Okay, and we want to avoid that sugar, so at least 70% of it should be cocoa. Dark chocolate contains a very powerful antioxidant which is called as resveratrol, okay, and epicatechin, okay, and these actually antioxidants are beneficial for our health. So dark chocolate is a sweet which actually benefits us. Okay, next comes whole eggs. Now we are talking about whole eggs, we are not talking about egg whites. Okay, so I see so many people get obsessed with just with egg whites, and they are taking 5 egg whites, 6 egg whites, 7 egg whites, and that is insane. All right, you want to have a combination of proteins, fats, fiber, carbs and all that. If you take too much in excess one thing, that is going to create problems. So you have to have a moderation, then it is a balanced meal. So when you take the whole egg, it is more or less balanced because it has a combination of proteins as well as fats, and there is no worry to worry about the cholesterol inside it, because our body also manufactures cholesterol, and this cholesterol is not going to actually increase your cholesterol. The cholesterol in the egg is not going to increase your cholesterol at all. Okay, and we have recent studies which have proved this fact, that actually cholesterol is not the thing. The cholesterol in the diet is not the thing which is actually going to lead to more problems. Okay, it is the sugars which actually get converted into cholesterol later on, and that too unhealthy one. But there are other benefits of egg yolk that we should understand. Egg yolk contains good amount of B vitamins. Egg yolk contains choline, okay, and it also gives you a good amount of satiety, and that's the reason that if you have boiled eggs in the morning as a part of breakfast, okay, along with some fruits or along with some salads and all, then it's a very healthy meal. Okay, and this is a very popular healthy meal which a lot of people take, 2 boiled eggs in the morning. Okay, so this is another source of good fats. Then comes fish. Of course, fish is a very good source of fat, fats, and typically omega-3 fatty acids. This is extremely important. Okay, and we know that omega-3 fatty acids are so much important for different functions. If you really want to know the benefits of omega-3 fatty acids, I'll send my video on omega-3 fatty acids later on, okay, by conducting a poll, so that you understand the benefits of omega-3 as well. And of course, we know that fish is very important for reduction of the heart disease. In fact, the Eskimos, okay, who stay in cold countries and their staple food is fish, heart attack is almost unheard of in them. Okay, so उन लोगों में हार्ट अटैक का इंसिडेंस बहुत ही कम है. Okay, so and it is attributed to the salmon fish which they eat as a staple food. Okay, so high fatty fish, okay, is a good source of omega-3, and we can definitely use that. Next comes nuts. Okay, so cashews, almonds, these are good healthy fat, contains good healthy fats. Okay, and nuts also are loaded with magnesium, and magnesium is something which is involved in almost 300 different enzymatic reactions that happen in our body. Okay, so definitely this is a good one, but also we have to limit it to the handful. Okay, we do not have to overdo it. So if you're taking almonds, cashews, walnuts, pistas and all that, then you make sure that you take handful. Okay, do not overdo it. Okay, next comes chia seeds. Now chia seeds is another thing which is very good in fats, and it contains alpha linoleic acid, and it has anti-inflammatory effects. Definitely it is beneficial, but yes, omega-3 fatty acids from the fish, okay, which is DHA and EPA, that is more beneficial, okay, than chia seeds. But yes, for vegetarians, chia seeds, flax seeds, these are good options of omega-3 fatty acids, although it is ALA, but still it has an anti-inflammatory effect, and it helps to lower the blood pressure as well. So if you're a vegetarian, you should go for chia seeds and flax seeds as a source of omega-3 fatty acids, 100%. Okay, next comes extra virgin olive oil. Okay, it's like the oils, okay, extra virgin olive oil and the coconut oil. These are the 2 oils which are one of the best. But the next is cold pressed oil. Let's say if you're using sunflower oil or safflower oil, okay, make sure you use cold pressed oil. Okay, if you use cold pressed oil, that is going to be more beneficial. So for sauteing the vegetables, if you want to saute the salads, if you want to cook something, okay, then these forms of oils are better oils, okay, to use. Next comes yogurt. Okay, now when I'm talking about yogurt, it has to be a homemade yogurt. It is not the commercial preparation that I'm talking about, okay, which are flavored and high in sugars. We definitely do not want to use that. Okay, so if you're using a homemade yogurt, that is very good for our health. Typically it has probiotics and good for digestive health. Of course, conditions apply. If somebody has problems, okay, like SIBO and all that, then you have to be a little bit vigilant about using the probiotics. It's not that it is blanket for everybody, but yes, more or less for the majority of the population, probiotic actually is going to help you. Okay, so these are some of the sources of fats which you can use. The last sources of fat which I want to add upon is the seeds, like sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, watermelon seeds. These also contain some good amount of fats, and you can always add them in the salads. Okay, now when you add fats in your diet, what happens is that the gastric emptying gets delayed, and it will give you satiety for a longer period of time. That means you are not going to eat for a longer period of time. Okay, and if you not eat for a longer period of time, that means you're not going to stimulate insulin for that much amount of time, and this will help you to lose weight in the right way. Okay, so what I will encourage everybody is that increase your good fats in your diet. Do not be afraid of fats. Fats are our friends. Okay, and we want to keep sugar as much away as possible. I hope this helps. Thank you very much.